Hey guys, Shane here. I just wanted to share with you some tips on how to accelerate your network marketing business. All right, so let's start with the inner game. There's really about four inner game features that I've noticed in people who have exceptional results. And I'll tell you what they are in order, all right? Number one is you gotta have commitment. You gotta be able to jump all in on something. Commitment means being willing and able to sacrifice things that are not supporting your success in this endeavor. For myself, there's times where I'm a fitness guy, I love working out. I will actually give up working out because that 1 hour is another hour where I could be having a meeting or doing work on my business, right? So I'm willing to give that up for a season. What are you willing to give up in order to get what you want? So there's an old saying, you can pay now and you'll be able to play later, but most people, they play now, but they're gonna be paying later. So you choose what you wanna do with your life. But ultimately, at the end of the day, if you wanna have success, you gotta make that heartfelt, all-in commitment. You live this, you eat this, you breathe this, you make it happen. And which leads me to the second thing, faith. See, you gotta believe. You gotta believe that all of the blessings in this industry are available to you and that you can receive them. I heard this one guy say, I will believe much bigger, much greater, much faster, right? And so must you. If you want to make this happen, you got to believe that this is for you. You are at the right time, at the right place, with the right product, the right opportunity. And you can hit a home run for this and change your life and thousands of people's lives. Maybe even millions of people's lives. Who knows? But if you don't have that faith is like the universal currency, right? And it works, but faith without works is also dead. So you can't just believe, you can't sit there wishing and praying, I know I'm going to have millions of dollars in this business. You got to get to work, all right? But you got to love what you're doing, which brings me to the third thing, which is you got to love it. You got to love the process. You got to love the business. You got to love the industry. You got to love the people. You got to love the wins. You got to love the losses. You got to love the yeses. You got to love the no's. You got to love every bit of it. So if you're willing to put your ego and your pride to the side, then everything else becomes easy because you have to be neutral. See, I see a lot of people, they get into the industry and then their best friend says no, or they talk to their skeptical broke buddy and this guy totally, shoots darts at them with their dreams and goals because it's this, it's a scheme, that, all these negative opinions. Well, remember, if you're buying someone's opinion, you're buying their lifestyle. So be careful. My mentor told me, be careful whose opinion you take, right? Because it can affect your love for what you're doing, your love for yourself. Imagine if you took everybody's negative opinion about you. Well, you probably wouldn't love yourself very much, right? You gotta have resilience, you gotta be tough, and I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit, but you gotta love this process, all right? You know that there will be people who will reject what it is that you're saying, what you're offering. That's totally okay. Be neutral. It doesn't mean friends off, it just simply means, hey, they took a look at it, they're not rejecting you, they're not rejecting they're just rejecting themselves at this particular opportunity. Be okay with that. Fall in love with that. It's okay. And if somebody is joining your business, awesome. You got to be with them and you got to love that process. And you got to be okay no matter what they decide to do with their life. Maybe they're going to come, maybe they're going to go. Maybe they're going to quit tomorrow, maybe they're going to quit next year. It doesn't matter. You got to be able to be okay and bless everyone. They're here for a season in your life or a lifetime, whatever it is, you just gotta love the process. And then the fourth thing, which is gonna help you supercharge your business, is consistency. Consistency, consistency, consistency. You gotta be willing to pound the pavement. You gotta be willing to get out there, put the rubber to the road, and be at it all the time. You got to set up your non-negotiables. How many meetings are you going to do every day? How many phone calls are you going to make every day? Right? What are you willing to do right now so that for the rest of your life you can do whatever you want? You got to have that consistency every single day. Get on it. Be on it. Hustle. You got to get out there and take action. Because so many people literally quit 3 inches from gold, right? They're just tilling the soil. They're tilling the soil. There was a giant gold vein they were just about to strike. And before they got to it, they decided to quit. They decided to back out, get out of that, and it didn't work out for them. And then they, of course, go home and like, well, I tried for a little while and I didn't have any results. Well, no kidding. You were this close. You just needed one ace. You just needed one move. You just needed one person that could have taken you all the way, but you left. You decided to back out. So you gotta get excited. You gotta pay attention, and you gotta never quit, right? So that consistency is key. So that's the inner game part. All right. Now I'm going to teach you how to be a talent scout. Because if you really want to hit a home run, listen, a lot of people when they get into the industry, they start recruiting down, right? They're recruiting to people who don't have networks. They're recruiting to people who are struggling because of their own, bad choices in life. And that's okay. Those people need help as well. But guess what? Who's gonna take your business to the next level are people who have 5 features, 5 characteristics, and I'm telling you, if you become a talent scout, when you're talking to people, when you're building your business, you look for these 5 things, and man, are you gonna hit a home run. So the first thing, they gotta be coachable. So if someone wants to build a business, remember, they're starting from scratch. Maybe they've had success in another business, maybe they've had a lot of success or no success, whatever it is. When they start in a new business, it's white belt time, right? They are starting at the beginning, so they have to be coachable. People got to be willing to dump out the cup and have an empty cup ready to be filled. It's hard to fill an already full cup. You know what I'm saying? So again, people who are coachable are people who are willing to put their pride and ego down and be humble enough to follow instructions in order to have success. So coachable. Second thing is they got to have that desire, a burning desire. What is their why? If they've got a strong, powerful why, maybe they're overextended, right? A lot of people who are overextended, who are entrepreneur-minded, those are the type that you want to look for because they actually have to provide more income because they don't want to give up the lifestyle that they've been living at, right? Because no matter what you're doing, if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to have peaks and valleys. You're going to have ups and downs, right? But a lot of people, they're fighting and fighting and fighting. They want to keep getting their level of living to a higher standard, a higher standard, a higher standard. So they're always looking for more opportunities. So you want to find people who have burning desire. Now, the third thing, and probably debatably one of the most important, is credibility with contacts. All right? Now, how do you know if someone has credibility with your contacts? Based on who they are and who they bring you. So if you're setting up meetings with someone and they bring you someone who is completely ignorant to the industry, is not making a lot of money, if they're bringing you someone who is extraordinarily closed-minded or skeptical, they're showing you what they think of you. They're showing you what they think of this business, of themselves, and they're showing you that they don't have a whole lot of credibility with their contacts, right? You'll know based off of 2 meetings if somebody has credibility with their contacts because they will bring you people that are open-minded, that are bright, that have a good, warm relationship with them, people who have a high level of trust for the person in your team. So find people that have credibility with their contacts. Very, very important. Fourth thing is toughness. Because again, rejection is a part of the business. So it's going to happen. Now, is someone going to go and boo-hoo and cry a river because someone said no to them? Is it so hard for them to take? You see, a lot of times when people get an objection to the industry, it's because they would rather look cool than be rich, right? That's their priorities. But as a lot of people who make money understand that it's actually better to be rich than cool. But anyways, staying on track with that. So remember, you got to be tough, all right? So you got to be willing to handle the no's and keep taking consistent action because it's a guaranteed, solid, stone cold fact that people will say no to your opportunity. Look, your opportunity isn't for everybody. For some people, their thing is candles. For some people, their thing is dishes. For some people, their thing is cooking. Everybody's going to have a different flavor. You got to realize that this is an abundant world. There's over 7 billion people on the planet. So if somebody doesn't see your opportunity, your product, your service the same way that you see it, it is okay because somebody else will. The numbers are there, guys. The numbers are there. You just got to trust that it's going to work out. So you got to find people that are tough. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is they got to be a pleasure to work with. Now, obviously, if you've got to call someone, if you have to keep calling them and saying, hey, are you going to set up a meeting? Are you going to do any work? Are you going to have a phone call? And months or time is going by and they're not doing that, and that is painful. It's irritating. That's not a pleasure, right? You want to work with people that are a pleasure to work with. Now, here's how I'm going to wrap everything all up for you guys. So the mindset, inner game, right? Remember those 4 things. The 5 qualities that you're looking for. My best advice is be that. Be the person that you want to work with. Be the one who is coachable. Be the one who has a burning desire. Be the one that has credibility with their contacts. Be the one that is tough, and be the one that is fun, that is pleasure to work with, that people just want to surround themselves with you. Be those 5 things, and you'll find people that have those 5 characteristics. And then just the PS here, the last little bit I'm going to leave you with is make sure that you and everyone that you know who's in your team is plugging into any presentation, any event that's possible. All right, big events drive the business. So if there's a big event somewhere, trust me, it will make you a lot of money to spend the money to go there, because you're going to come out charged up, fired up, and lit up about this industry, about this business, and about this time, this opportunity right now. And you'll know all of the keys, the mentality of the people who've made millions of dollars, and you'll be able to stand on the shoulders of giants and take some massive action, because you'll be so fired up. Events drive the business. Events drive the business. Events drive the business. In fact, I often tell people this, that a big presentation is more for the distributor than it is for the guest. Because really this industry is growing over Starbucks coffees and, coffee houses here or there, like little breakfasts and little meals and dinners and get-togethers and house parties. The big events, really what they do is they just supercharge us. They supercharge us into this industry, into this business, into this opportunity, into the team, into the family of it. And it gets our mindset sharpened. Remember, steel sharpens steel. And so when you plug into a presentation or an event, you're doing more for yourself than you are for the guest. The guest, yeah, they could sign up. But you gotta think of yourself like a battery, all right? If a battery doesn't get charged, like your cell phone, for example, it's only good for a couple days, right? You gotta put that sucker on the charger every 48 hours. You do that, and guess what's gonna happen? People can tell that you're lit up. They can tell that you're excited about this industry. They can tell that you're charged up, and they want to work with you. But if you don't plug in, if you don't go to events, if you don't go to presentations, doesn't matter whether you have a guest or not. A lot of people, they won't show up for a presentation because they don't have a guest. Guess what? That's exactly why you need to go to the presentation, so that you're charged up. When you're charged up, the people that you talk to, they can sense it. And there's something about you because you're clear, you're concise, you're precise, you're empowered, right? You got energy. People will feel confident working with you because you're confident. You're knowledgeable. You can talk about the product like this. But that won't happen if you don't plug in. Make sense? All right, so listen guys, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Listen, if you ever want, you can shout back at me. I'm on Facebook, it's Shane Tyler Victor Carling. You can email me, carling.shane@gmail.com. You can shoot me messages, you can private message me, whatever. Let's get you hooked up, let's get you started, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. I love you, take care, have fun with your business. Number 1 rule, have fun. Cheers.